Florida researcher J.P. Smith has a spot where he has seen Sasquatches and heard them both day and night, wood knocking, vocalizations. So one day back in August of last year, he was just scanning around in the trees at this spot and did not realize what was in his viewfinder. But later, in reviewing the footage, he spotted a Sasquatch. He says not very big, probably no taller than 6 feet, clinging to a tree, maybe 70 feet off the ground. Here he is right there. I say he, although of course we don't know the gender. Enhancing the image as much as we can with contrast and brightness, we can see the line of his spine, and what appears to be his left shoulder blade, although it could be some sort of bulge at the top of his spine. You can see his head and his shoulders, and his legs straddling the tree trunk. You can see also what seems to be the bend of his left elbow, as well as the dark recess between the two halves of his butt. Now, of course, if he had just stayed put, it would be hard to validate this image as being definitely a living organism. But, fortunately, he begins to take evasive action, knowing that there's a human being down there watching him. Though the camera is very shaky at this point, and perhaps it's not a coincidence that he takes the opportunity when JP is looking around. I've tried to stabilize these few seconds as much as possible, but it's hard because the camera is really bouncing around so much. And keep in mind that this is just a small patch of the entire field of view in the original video. But if you pay strict attention to the figure, you can see that he scoots around the tree to the right. And once he's on the right side, something else dark emerges on the other side of the tree. And the more the first figure slips around to the right side, the more this second figure shows itself, until finally you can see both its head and right arm and the head of the original figure, plus apparently that figure's left knee bent and its leg pressed against the tree. This is the type of thing that's happening right before our eyes, much of the time, that we don't even grasp. But if somehow everything that we saw when we looked at the forest were stored and we could go over it with a fine-tooth comb, this is the very sort of thing that we would discover. Kudos to J.P. Smith, and I feel confident that he will capture much better footage in the very near future.